warm welcome to both of you, Shelley and Dolyne. So I'm joined by two very, very inspiring women in the state of Meghalaya who have done amazing work, and I'm sure they're going to share their experiences with us. Shelley, I'll start with you. A school teacher, a swimming instructor, and one of India's first women cavers.
Yes.
We just had a session by Brian where he gave us so much of insight into the world of caving. Tell us about your experience when you started off. What led you, in fact, to enter the world of caves?
Okay. I don't know if this is audible. All right. So I was always adventurous, an adventure person at heart. I've always had a passion for what's out there. So ever since I was little, like my father would take me to these adventure trips for hiking or trekking or some picnics into the wood, and I was always at one with nature, really. So way back in 1997, when I was quite young, so my father took me for my first caving experience. It was Krem Lau Klieng that time, but now it's Krem Arwa, which is now a part of it is a show cave.
Okay.
So we had to enter the cave, we had to hike through very thick jungle, and one fall would, you would fall somewhere else and you would break something. That was the hike to the cave. So when we entered the cave with our headlights and caving suits, I was so excited to enter into the darkness. So just the feeling of knowing that no one has ever stepped into that cave, and you're the first person to enter.
Right.
So that was a very thrilling experience. And my dad taught me how to survey that time. So I was holding a tape, so always in front. So I always continue what's around the corner. I never wanted to stop. So, and seeing the formations in the cave, different formations, stalactites, stalagmites, and different kinds of species like bats and spiders, they just got me so excited about caving. So from that moment on, I just got hooked into caving. And then after that, I've been going for these cave expeditions since the year 2000,
right.
And grew a very strong liking to vertical caving. So that's
For a lot of people, darkness is fear. For you, darkness is thrill.
Yes, I love the darkness. I love being underground, and you just lose all sense of time, and you don't know what is it like outside. You don't know what time it is. You're
it's
just
you
in
and the caves.
another world. Yeah.
Absolutely. Dolyne, if I can come to you, a Mountaineer and Everester in 2016. You are now a senior girls instructor, cadet instructor for the NCC. Tell us about your experience. Tell us about doing that peak, climbing that peak, We were just chatting earlier, and you shared some very nice experiences about, the fear, but also the thrill of having peaked Mount Everest.
Like every mountaineer dream is to climb Mount Everest. Same for me also. As a mountaineer, I always dream to climb Mount Everest. When I was there on the top of Mount Everest, it was just about another 200 meters to reach the summit. I totally gave up. I totally gave up because I felt, when I heard before climbing that there's a hallucination problem there. At that height, we always got hallucination. So once when I was doing my basic mountaineering course in the year 2006, one of my instructor who climbed Everest, he said that he saw his wife when he got hallucination. So it was just joking. I always make fun of myself saying I don't want to see anyone. In fact, if I got hallucination, I would like to see Shah Rukh Khan because I'm a big fan of him. So there at that moment before reaching the top of Mount Everest, which is another 200 meters, I really felt at that time I got hallucination. Though I didn't saw any Bollywood star or anyone, but I felt like I'm out. I totally I'm nowhere. my body totally gave up. I just turned back, looked back, I saw no one. I looked up, I saw no one. I was totally alone, me and the Sherpa who was there with me, my guide. So I felt at that time to say to him, ki, bhai, let's go back. So I just asked him one question, ki, how far it is. Then he said to me, ki, I don't know. For me also, it's the first time.
Oh gosh.
So I don't know that. At that moment, I came to know that I'm climbing for him. It will be. It is first time for him and it is first time for me. So that, his answer encouraged me, ki, chalo. I pushed myself, ki, let's go. So just another 80 or 100 meters walk, I saw one of my colleague who were there, my friend, my co-climber who were there with me. He is out of oxygen. He got blood clotting. So he gave up. I saw him, I went to him and I asked him, ki, what happened? He said, ki, I won't be able to climb anymore. So there, I got the energy. I pushed him. I said, chalo, you and me are the only one left out here to finish a goal. So together, I think I push him or I push myself. It's almost the same only. When we reached the top, it was around 10 a.m. in the morning. Finally, I reached there. We forgot to carry the camera. We forgot to carry the walkie-talkie to inform that we submit. I just took out water. I shared with him. And I took out my Oppo phone, my personal phone. On it, which was switched off for a couple of months. So I on it. I'm lucky enough that the battery is still safe for another 18 to 20%. So we took a picture. That was the only proof that I have, me and my friend, that we submit Mount Everest. We like praying, seeing the standing on the top. At that moment, I really feel that yes, the earth is gold, and I could see the small goal, semi-goal there. It was totally different experience. You are in a different wall, and the joy which is inside. Now, I don't know. I can't tell you what was my feeling. But after celebrating for 10 to 15 minutes, date come that we have to go back, and we are highly tired. We didn't sleep for 4-5 days. We didn't have a proper food, because we have to carry everything. So it sound not possible for us to carry each and everything to that height. So whatever we could carry, we finish up on the way. So
and you found a packet from 1980.
Yeah,
food.
I was sharing with Aaron outside that when I reached the South Col, it is a campsite where you can, before you attempt for the summit, you can rest for a couple of hours or for 3 to 4 hours before you push for the summit. So when I entered that tent, it was already pitched over there. When I entered inside, I saw a packed food, and the manufacture year was 1986-87. It was there.
In 2016, so.
Yeah, in the year 2016. So we were very hungry, we don't have food, so we open it and we have it, me and my friend. So,
Shelley, you were earlier telling me about how, when we were discussing with Brian about how you crawl on your belly, you belly crawl, and then the thrill for you is when there is a tidal wave that also comes in.
I love tight
Tell us
squeezes.
a bit about it and maybe some experiences that you could perhaps share.
Okay, you mean the most challenging?
The most challenging ones, yeah, for sure.
Alright, so I have to tell this. Anyway, so we had to finish a cave called, the cave's name was Crimson Rangap. It's in East Giantia Hills. So we had to finish surveying the cave so that we need to just get it done and over with. So we entered the cave at about early morning, about 10 or something like that, with a group of 4 cavers. 4 of us were in that, we entered the cave. So this cave was vertical in nature. So we had to drop first into a shaft, which is about 80 meters or so. So that
the fall is 80?
Yes,
okay.
The fall is 80 meters. So we cannot free climb 80 meters.
Yeah.
So you have to use a rope
Yeah.
and some equipment. So we call that SRT, a single rope technique. You have to be trained for that. You have to have the skill for that. So we had to go down that pitch for, which was 80 meters. After that, we walked and we started surveying, and there was a bit of swimming involved. Then after swimming, we came across a tight squeeze. You know, for me, it's always that if my head and helmet fits, my whole body can somehow wriggle in. So somehow we managed to get into a very tight squeeze, and it was muddy. For me, it was pleasant. I love tight squeezes. So then we had to do a bit of climbing, because caving involves many skills like rock climbing, swimming, diving. So that was that. So we surveyed the cave, and then let's say by evening, about 10 or 11, we had our watches. So we got a little tired, and we got a little cold also. But we just thought that we have to finish this cave no matter what.
Right.
So that cave was a very beautiful cave with lots of formations, lots of stalactites, stalagmites, flow stones. Everything was sparkly at some point. There was a part where we call it the Bollywood chamber because of the sparkles all over. The calcite formation was sparkling. So we went to the crawl and then had to do a bit of climbing. Like I said, we got really cold because of the swim, and then got really hungry. We carried some food, but just snacks. We can't carry a big tiffin inside the cave because we have to just finish off the cave. So anyway, we got really cold, and we just had to push on. We just had to gain our strength and just head on, just move, and then we managed to finish the cave, and then again we have to think of coming back out, again to the tight squeezes, the swimming, the rock climbing into the boulders, and then when we reached the pitch head, we were absolutely knackered. We were absolutely very, very tired, and we looked up. I think it was about 1:30 in the morning. So we had to wear our SRT kit again, our harness, and then somehow had to just get all our strength and climb the rope again. So while I was climbing, I kept counting how many prasik up I went to. Yeah. Anyway, then we all managed to get outside the cave at about 2:30 in the morning, where we couldn't walk back up to the top of the hill because we were so exhausted. So we slept outside the entrance of the cave. And then early morning, we went back up, hiked back up to the hilltop, and then where we were being picked up. So that was challenging and my most memorable experience so far.
Lovely. So, Dolyne, if I can come to you, if you had to give advice to a very, very young audience that we have sitting here, one thing you told me outside, climbing Mount Everest is not as much about physical fitness as it is about mental strength, right? Having that helps you accomplish much, much more. Quickly, if you can maybe just some words of advice for a young audience.
I'll just say that climbing mountain is not counted on your age, your size, your height. It is a matter of courage. If you really have it in you, you dream, so please go and climb. Because mountain does not know that you are a girl or a boy, a man or a woman. Thank you.
Yeah. Shelley, something you would want to add?
I think if you're really passionate about adventure, just go for it. I mean, I've tried to inspire a few of my friends, particularly I'm a school teacher. I teach in an all-girls school, so all female teachers. So I took them caving at one time. There was 15 of us. It's just an all-female group. And some of them were so in awe of the cave. I explained everything about the cave. They entered and had to wade through water. And there was a bit we had to belly crawl. And some of them actually literally sweared at me. But then at the end of the caving trip, they all enjoyed. Right. And at least 2 of my colleagues were quite interested in caving. So they might be joining me for the next expedition.
So you've been an enabler for them.
Yes.
And hopefully both of you all for this wonderful audience.
Yes, just like, especially for us females, I don't think we should feel that we're the weaker gender. We're not up against anyone. We're not in competition with male or anything. We're just at one with nature. Yeah. We just love adventure. We just want to embrace everything that nature has given us and just go for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dolyne, Shelley, for your wonderful words of inspiration. Yeah, I think we can. Any questions anyone has? If you all want to step in? No, but you can catch them post the event. Thank you so much.